Notre Dame fire fund hits 300 million euros, and rising a second billionaire Bernard Arnault offers to pay 200 meters. For those who don't know, Bernard Arnault is the chairman and CEO of LVMH. LVMH Moet Hennessy Louis Vuitton and Christine Dior. His company owns and controls brands such as Dior, Moet Hennessy, Givenchy, Hauer and Louis Vuitton. As of now his net worth is $91.30 billion, largely comes from his ownership of both companies, Dior and LVMH, as well as his extensive art collections. The other billionaire, Francois-Henri Pinault, is the owner of Groupe Artémis, which also owns Kering. Kering controls brands like Alexander McQueen, Givenchy, Yves Saint Laurent, Balenciaga, and Groupe Artemis owns the Auction House Christie. His estimated net worth is $30.70 billion, and he also married American actress Salma Hayek in 2009. It's interesting to see that the richest person in France and in Europe comes from the fashion and luxury goods industry. He was like, this other guy offered a 100 million, I have to double down. I stopped being surprised at the future the Simpsons foretell a while ago, but this kinda brought it back. Holy shit. Who controls the British Crown? Who keeps the metric system down? We do. Who leaves Atlantis off the maps? Who keeps the Martians under wraps? We do. Who holds back the electric car? Who makes Steve Guttenberg a star? We do. Who robs Cavafish of their sight? Who rigs every Oscar night? We do. Best contest ever. Edit. Wow, never thought an off-the-cuff remark on a comment to a thread would get this much hate. Okay, you win. I apologize. I'm sorry for using hyperbole. This is not, in fact, the best contest ever. Apparently the world needs to stack rank causes and only commit any resources to the top one. Oh, and I guess billionaires like the publicity that comes from this. I never would have thought that if you, dear Reddit users, did not point that out to me. I thought they only do this out of the goodness of their hearts and are misguided to think that this is the place to give their money. Thank you so much for opening my eyes. I implore you to speak to these billionaires and teach them the error of their ways. Make that 301 million euros, since the official crowdfunding campaign apparently already raised 1.3 million. Still a lot of money, but seems almost insignificant compared to these billionaire donations now. Kinda paints a poignant point on power difference between the masses and a few billionaires. That means that the Notre Dame will be rebuilt by Givenchy, Yves Saint Laurent and Louis Vuitton. To be fair, many monuments were built by the rich of the old days. Hell, most art and music we have from before 1900 was because someone rich wanted it. Someone ask the Vatican if they can donate a few billions. That should do it. I'm a cynical bastard, but why do the rich appear to care more about tragedies like this, rather than worldwide problems like hunger and poverty? Probably because donating here sees more direct concrete results, while trying to solve hunger in Africa might feel like throwing your money in a pit. In 20 years they will be able to look up at the church and know they helped fix it. If that money was sent to Africa in 20 years they won't have a clue what they did. Things may have got better, they may have got worse, no way of knowing what, if any, impact your money made. One was entirely new glass, one mostly new glass, and the last one was mostly old glass. I cannot recall which. I'm not referring to the one user who accidentally was talking about the Reims Cathedral. That's a massive relief. However, it's going to take years to repair the cathedral from the fire damage, let alone the smoke. Thankfully, Notre Dame is probably one of the most thoroughly studied pieces of architecture on the planet, and the engineers will have a lot of data to work from to restore it. This is better news than I hoped for, along with the fact that the crown of thorns and other relics were saved. Yeah, after the safety of the people I was most concerned with the relics. I'm not Catholic anymore, but having been raised on Catholic education I understand how invaluable some of those are, especially the crown of thorns. This is so surreal to see happening. Whenever a tragedy like this happens I immediately think of the people, but this time I just thought, God, I hope they're able to save the art and relics inside. It took me like a few minutes to remember that there were a ton of people inside the building. I never thought something like this could happen in this day and age. Whoever donates the most gets the sponsorship naming rights, the Notre Dame Christian Diet Cathedral. Maybe there is a secret society dedicated to fulfilling the Simpsons prophecies.